All right, let's get into it. If you're just starting your coding journey, you're about to get your hands on one of your first honest-to-goodness super tools. We're talking about Python lists, and trust me, they are going to totally change how you organize information in your code. So let's dive in. Seriously, just think about that for a second. Are you going to make 100 different variables, enemy one, enemy two, enemy three, then color one, color two? Oh my gosh, that would be a total nightmare to manage, right? There has to be a better way to handle these big groups of similar things. And that better way, you guessed it, is a list. It's the simple, super powerful solution to this exact problem. The best way to think of it is like a container, right? Just a single box where you can keep all your related items neatly organized. So here's the big idea. A list lets you use one single variable to hold a whole bunch of different values. And what's really important is that those values are kept in a specific order. And this is what it actually looks like in your code. See? Super simple. We've got one variable, color list, and it's holding 3 different text values. All that info just tucked away nice and neat under one name. This is the foundation for everything we're about to do. Okay, so we've got all our items packed into one place. Now what? What can we actually do with them? Well, your very first superpower with lists is the ability to go through and work with every single item in that collection one by one. And we do this with something called a for loop. This little line of code basically says, hey, Python, for every single color you find inside my app.colors list, I want you to do something. It's kind of like an automated assembly line for all your data. So let's break down what's happening under the hood here. The loop starts right at the beginning of the list. It grabs that first item, red, and just for a moment it calls it color. Then it runs whatever code you told it to. Maybe it draws a red circle. As soon as it's done, it automatically jumps to the next item, orange, does the whole thing again, and it just keeps on going until it hits the end of the list. So simple, but so powerful. Now, looping is fantastic when you want to deal with everything in the list, but that's not always what you need, right? So your second superpower is all about precision, being able to reach into that list and grab exactly the one item you want. And this is the key question, isn't it? If we use a loop, we get a circle for every single color. But what if your game character just picked up an orange power-up? We only want to work with orange. So how do we do that? Well, we need an address for each item. Okay, everybody listen up, because this is probably the single most important rule about lists, and it trips up almost every single new programmer. In Python and a lot of other languages, we start counting from 0. That means the first item isn't at position 1, it's at position 0. Let's make this crystal clear. The easiest way to think of this is that the index is the address for each value. So the address for red is 0, the address for orange is 1, and the address for yellow is 2. Once you get your head wrapped around starting with 0, you'll never be confused again, I promise. So putting it all together, if we want to grab orange, we just ask for the item at index 1. We use the list's name, then we use the square brackets with the index number right inside. And just like that, Python hands us the value orange. Pretty cool, huh? Okay, so we can work with all the items and we can grab just one. What else is there? Well, the third and final superpower for today is the fact that lists are not set in stone. They're dynamic, they're flexible, and you can change them whenever you need to. So let's go back to our familiar list of colors. Right now, it's holding red, orange, and yellow. But what if we made a mistake? Or what if the user wants to change a color in our drawing app? It is this easy. Seriously. We use that same indexing we just learned to target the item we wanted to change. In this case, index 0, that very first item. Then we just use an equal sign to give it a new value. We're basically telling Python, hey, whatever was at index 0, forget about it. I want it to be blue now. And boom, the result is exactly what you'd expect. The original red that was at index 0 is gone, and it's been replaced by blue. The rest of the list? Totally untouched. You have precise control to change your data whenever you want. So there you have it. You've just unlocked a brand new, fundamental tool for your coding toolkit. Lists let you manage and mess with groups of data in a way that's both really powerful and super efficient. So let's do a quick recap of your new powers. You can loop over a list to do something to everything inside it. You can use an index, remembering to start at 0 to grab one specific thing. And you can modify any item in that list anytime you need to. And that really is the bottom line, isn't it? It's that combo of storing a bunch of values together, but also having the flexibility to change them later. That's what makes lists one of the most essential building blocks in all of programming.
So the only real question left is, what are you going to do with this new power? A list of high scores for a game? A palette of colors for a drawing app you're building? A simple to-do list? The possibilities are literally endless. Now go build something awesome.